Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about protons, neutrons, and electrons. Um, and these are the three basic particles that make up the atom. Here we have a nice picture of the atom. This is the model, or this is similar to the model that we want to think about at the grade 9 level. In the center we have the nucleus. That's this tiny part. This isn't drawn to scale. The nucleus is approximately 10,000 times smaller than the orbits of the electrons, which means this is way, way, way too big for this nucleus to be. But if we drew it as small as it should be, you wouldn't even be able to see it. It'd be like that. So in the end, remember that that nucleus is just a tiny, tiny, tiny little incredibly dense spot. In the nucleus, we have two of the particles, the protons and the neutrons. The protons have a positive charge, positive, and the neutrons have no charge. All three of these, protons, neutrons, and electrons, are extremely small, but in comparison to each other, they also have different sizes. The protons and neutrons are big in comparison to the electrons. Big, keeping in mind this means relative to electrons. They themselves are about the same size, and they're about 2,000 times bigger than an electron. And by that I mean mass-wise. They are both located in the nucleus of the atom. Electrons, on the other hand, are completely different from the other two. Instead of having a positive charge, they have a negative charge. They are extremely small, about 1/2000th, as big as those guys. And they are located in orbits or shells around the nucleus. With a little bit of thought, we can see then that protons and neutrons for atoms usually remain constant in almost all situations. So these don't change easily. If they do change, that's what we're referring to when we say that we have a nuclear reaction, as in a reaction that involves the nucleus of the atom. Alternatively, electrons can be lost or gained by different types of atoms. When they're lost or gained to form new types of particles, that's what we think of when we think of chemical reactions. When they're lost or gained with no new substance, that's how things get a static electric charge. So those are the main components of atoms and how they work a little bit.